Feeling anxious and stressed happens to all of us, but how we deal with it can be different for each of us. I'm Lori Druskowski, and I help support you in finding what you love and to create a plan to live a more meaningful life. Some ways that I have figured out what works for me is just taking a deep breath, taking a moment to relax your body as much as you can, to try to clear out any of the clutter, any of the extra thoughts that are going through your head. And just as I'm doing now, is just taking a deep breath to center yourself, to ground yourself, to try to get away from all of the anxious thoughts or the overthinking that might be happening in your head. And these are just moments of mindfulness. Being present, taking yourself back into where it is right now. Not in the past, not in the future, right now. Because in all reality, there is nothing wrong with right now. You can probably find so many things to be grateful for in this moment, taking you back right now. And it will start to ease your mind. Another thing is to just remember that whatever you're going through, that these tough times, they will pass. And hopefully that you can look back on it and you have learned something or you have grown from this situation. And sometimes remembering that having those extra feelings of stress or anxiety just caused it to heighten what you were thinking to be true. And that's not the case. Another way is just making time for yourself in your busy schedule to just relax, whether it is a couple of minutes every day or you schedule it in at the end of the week. Something that you enjoy doing, something that just is easy to do. It takes your mind off of things. It relaxes your body. It calms your mind. One lady that I was working with, she loved taking bubble baths. She would have her kids go with their father, and for 2 hours, she just made time for herself to sit and relax and read and just enjoy a bath. But the problem with this was that she actually had to schedule it in. She did have to make some effort. She had to make sure that her boys were taken care of, and nothing was going to kind of interfere with that time. She also had to schedule it in for just herself. And sometimes it was hard. It was hard for her to realize that she needed it. And in working with her, she started to realize how much she did need it and how much she did need to actually schedule it into her planner and to her week to make sure that it kept her upbeat, it kept her going with her business, it kept her drive. It also was almost a reward for the end of the week. It was something for her to actually look forward to ease her stress. Knowing that that was there at the end of the week really kind of fueled her to push through what she needed to do in order to make that time for herself. And I was super proud of her for that. One of the things in the beginning of when I was starting to realize that I was stressed or that I had anxious thoughts and I was overthinking. And one of the things that was said to me was to go hug a tree. And I don't know if he quite literally meant to go hug a tree, but he did explain to me that trees have a different energy vibration. And just by sitting out there, if I had time, I would go into the woods and sit down by the creek and just enjoy all of the trees that were around me. If I didn't, I would walk out my door and sit in front of the tree right in front of my house, because I knew how much just sitting there for 5 or 10 minutes made that much of a difference for me. It allows us to slow down. It allows us to stay present. And it keeps us mindful of what is going on right now. What are some ways that help you when you are starting to feel anxious or stressed? One of the things that I've taught my daughter is that if she just starts getting, you can just tell, she starts getting so agitated and she starts tightening up. And I just tell her, you just have to breathe. And she comes back with this sarcastic comment of, if I wasn't breathing, I wouldn't be alive. That was when she was 10 and would tell me those things. But she does now know that taking a couple of deep breaths to slow down, to become present, it clears that negativity that she just is trying to contract in, and it opens herself up to other possibilities that are happening.